So hello you wonderful humans of the internet, and welcome to my biggest secret, which is not a very well kept secret admittedly. I think most of you guys know by now that I am a gigantic Twilight obsessive with an undying love for Alice Cullen, and as such, because Twilight has suddenly started booming again now that the movies have come out on American Netflix, like secret, but they never went away on UK Netflix. They were always available. So we've had Twilight for years and years and years, but they took them away from the Americans, it sounds like. And now you've got them back, and Twilight is all the rage again. And as such, I thought I would introduce you to my Alice wardrobe, because I started collecting Alice pieces a few years ago. And I have a bit of an addictive personality. So when I got my first piece and I was like, this is, oh my God, but this is an Alice piece. I feel like Alice in it, and it's amazing. I got really, really hooked, and I had to collect everything, or pretty much everything. There are certain pieces that I don't like, styles that I feel were not right for Alice, and I didn't bother collecting those because it's like I would never wear them. And obviously there are a couple of pieces, like the dress she wears at Bella's wedding, like that was a one-off customized piece. You had to buy it at the auction, and obviously only one person got that. I dare say the price was like sky high too, because it was literally the one used in the movie and all of that. And then the other piece that I love, that I am still hunting for, that I have not managed to find, is that white, oh God, who's it by? It's by Shipley and someone. It's a small brand. They've closed down. It's really hard to find, but that white, gorgeous, like, jacket thing with the tattered white scarf that she comes back in New Moon, that I have not managed to find, and I've been on the hunt for that. I know you can get cosplay ones, I've seen them everywhere, and it is really affordable, but it's just not of the right quality in my opinion. If you're good at DIY and you can customize it a bit and you can make it look better, or you're good at photo editing and you can do all of that stuff, great, but I'm not good at any of that stuff. So for me, I'd just be stuck with something more basic than what I want. So the first thing to say is that if you are a collector of Alice pieces, I'm afraid you're living in the wrong era right now, because Midnight Sun came out, it blew up big again. Now they've come back on Netflix, it's blown up big again. It is a nightmare to find pieces for. I've seen a lot of Bella pieces around actually. When I looked yesterday, I still like to have a little snoop, even though I've collected basically everything I want. I like to have a little snoop. There are a lot of Bella pieces going right now. I think a lot of people are mucking out their wardrobes and going, oh, I can get a fortune for this, like sell, sell, sell. The prices are high, but you can get them. So, you know, it depends how badly you want it and how long you're willing to save up. But I would say wait. Honestly, I would say wait, because the pieces that I have, I did not have to shell out the fortunes that people have to shell out right now to get things. One of the dresses I have that I paid £60 for, and that was low at the time. Like, that was low even by those standards. Most of them were like double or 4 times as much as that. I got this piece for £60. I saw it on eBay the other day for £845. That is what we're talking about. That is how much the prices have gone up now that people are interested again. So honestly, I would say wait. So just before we start, the final thing I have to say before I can show you the clothes is to just give you a little bit of like a warning slash disclaimer, which is that I did lose quite a lot of weight at the beginning of this year due to an eating disorder relapse, which I have been quite open about on here. My weight has been steady for quite a long time, slash I've actually gained a little bit. But just the same, if that is going to be triggering to you, I just wanted to give a bit of a warning and say, yeah, if skinny bodies wearing clothes in a video triggers you, please just don't watch this video, or just listen if you want to hear about the clothes. But I don't want to trigger anybody, but I also don't want to stop living my life just because I have an illness. I didn't stop living my life on YouTube when I was overweight with alcoholism, because hi, I'm a complete hot mess. So I didn't stop living my life while I was overweight, and I was watching back the footage and going, oh God, I hate this, oh God, oh God, oh God. But I still kept living my life, and I'm so glad I did, because my year of being really overweight was one of the best years of my life. So I don't want to just put everything on hold while I try and get back to a normal weight. So I hope you can kind of excuse my body. I mean, I guess Alice in the books is described as thin in the extreme, which is a question that I have had in my head for a long time, right? Alice is presumably so skinny because of the fact that she was turned straight out of this mental asylum, where obviously they weren't treating her great, she was miserable, she wasn't eating, whatever, and she turns and she stays like really underweight. But Bella is like even more underweight when she's turned because of the whole Renesmee situation, and yet she gets all healthy looking and glowy when she turns. So what happened there? What happened there? Was Alice just like actually naturally skinny, and the vampire venom like locks onto what you naturally look like, and it just makes the perfect version of you? And I also wonder about like vampire venom and looking perfect through time, because obviously beauty standards have changed through time. So how does it lock on to like, oh, this is what they have to look like to be attractive for their prey in the present era? In even my lifetime, we have gone from like heroin chic being the hot thing to like, you know, slim thick being like the hot thing. So in the vampires' lifetimes, they've seen so many different versions of the perfect body, and yet they all look perfect. How does that work? Okay, I'm going to stop. Sorry, I'm going to stop completely babbling and theorizing now and get on to the clothing. So I'm going to scatter you through with, yeah, the kind of the screen accurates, the bits that I've put together, the bits that I feel Alice should wear. And I'm going to start with some favourites and end with like my all-time favourite. So the first one I want to talk about is the classic outfit that she enters the Twilight realm of the movies in, which is that beautiful Limehouse cardigan by Anthropologie. That it's basically a lovely knit kind of ivory cardigan with so much crochet detailing on. It's a stunning piece of clothing. I love the little flare out sleeves. They're so unusual. I was going to wear that while I was talking to you, but it's really hot in this house, and in this wig it's very hot, so I took it off. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of clothing. The waistcoat I've got it with, I am not sure whether the one she wears in the movie is blue or grey, but I know it's the same H&M waistcoat that I've got here. And I got so lucky with this score, because when I bought the Limehouse cardigan, the waistcoat was thrown in with it. And I was like, are you shitting me? I wasn't really even looking for the waistcoat. I hadn't even started hunting that, and I got it. Like, this is how lucky you got when Twilight wasn't a big thing, and now everyone is out for what they can get with like selling Twilight pieces. But anyway, the H&M waistcoat is so pretty. I counted, and it's got 7 buttons on it. I know they're a complete pain in the ass to do up. It's got 7 buttons, but it's such a pretty detail. And it's got a little adjuster on the back, and it's got 2 fake pockets. I wish they were real pockets. Like, fake pockets really get on my tits, but it's a beautiful waistcoat. As I said, I'm not sure whether she wears a blue one or a grey one in the movie, but I like the way the grey one kind of reflects the grey of her kind of signature choker. I do love this thing. This is something that I actually is one of the most recent pieces I got since, because you couldn't get these actually. These were really hard to find while Twilight was out of it. And now I think like knockoff Chinese manufacturers have started making them again since Midnight Sun came out. And I was able to get this for about £1.45 or something on eBay with free shipping from China. So win. Do not be sucked into people selling them for like £45 when they're old and busted up and used, because I have seen that on eBay. You're taking the piss. Alice is not going to fall for it. No, she's psychic. She's not going to fall for it. So that's the outfit that she first swans into the movies, and obviously I love it. I think the Limehouse cardigan actually looks really nice just with something plain and white worn under it. I don't wear it with a waistcoat very often because my shoulders are quite wide, and I feel it just looks kind of weird on me. But if it's done up just with something white underneath, it's so elegant and so graceful, and I really love it. And the thing to disclaimer at this point is, yes, I am wearing heels with all of my Alice outfits. The reasons for this are multiple. First of all, I have flat feet. My feet look terrible in ballet flats. They look like clown feet. It's all kinds of bad. I have big flat feet. It's just not good, right? But also, excuse me, but why is Alice, the fashionista, who is, what, 4'11", why the fuck would she wear ballet pumps? Like, she's a badass and she's tiny. I can't see her sucking that up. Also, she is graceful as fuck. Bella is constantly harping on about how graceful Alice is. And when you say that to someone, you talk about like a graceful woman walking across the room. Is it me, or do you not just picture heels? Like you picture someone gliding along on heels, or that's what I picture. So Alice to me wears heels, and I'm not short, I'm 5'6", so I'm kind of towering. I'm kind of a big lanky towering Alice in my heels, but I feel she should wear heels. So most of the boots I wear with my Alice outfits, they are quite close to the battle boots she wears in the final scenes of Breaking Dawn, where everyone's fighting, and for some reason in this fight scene, Alice has finally made the decision to wear impractical footwear and put some heels on. Okay, but fine, because it looks badass. So, and thank God she's finally wearing heels. So I mostly wear boots that are a little bit close to that. I have been looking for ages for boots that are even closer to her battle boots. And there's so much debate online about what those battle boots were, where they were from, and they seem to be quite a small manufacturer. I don't think I will ever find screen accurate ones. So I like my little kind of piratey boots that have got the same fold over at the top. They've got that same kind of slanted back heel. I know there's a word for that, but I'm brain farting on what it's called. So, but you know, the slanted back heel and the kind of the toe kind of flicks up, and they've got the fold down. They're cute and they're quite old and battered and vintagey looking. So I usually wear those, or I have a pair of boots that are, they've also got the same slanted heel, and they've got kind of details on them. I quite like them. They're my more kind of slightly elegant, if I want to be an even taller Alice, then I wear those ones. But Alice, in my world, always wears heels. But anyway, while we were on her kind of waistcoated outfit, because I feel like the waistcoat look has kind of become such an Alice trend, even though actually you only see her in them in the first film, it's such a cool look. So some looks that I feel kind of go along with an Alice theme. I feel like you can throw any kind of ruffly shirt with a waistcoat, and this one is a brown one. I just got it on eBay. It's by the brand Rare, never heard of them, don't know. And it's got these really nice like brassy details on it that I really like. And then while we're talking waistcoats, here is an outfit that I feel Alice would wear if she was the book Alice, because the book Alice is kind of a bit more punky. So I quite like this Jo Brown shirt, which is kind of tunicky, and it's got the puff sleeves, and it's got kind of shorter like arms that just show off your wrist in this really delicate, beautiful way, with a punk rave waistcoat that's a little bit punkier. It's got some corsetry detail on the back. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that my Alice would wear. She's a little bit punkier, and I really like that outfit as a kind of Alice themed thing. Most people look at that outfit that I know and they kind of go, oh, you're kind of channeling David Bowie in Labyrinth, and it's like, okay, well that's cool too, but not really. No, Alice is what I was going for. But anyway, moving on to the next nearly screen accurate piece I have, which is this gorgeous velvet BCBG Max Azria blazer with the little cap sleeves that I feel are so completely Alice. I say it's nearly screen accurate because Alice in the movies wears this kind of fawn brown one, whereas the one I have is this kind of faded black velvet one. It's a kind of greyish faded velvet, and actually it suits my style better than the fawn brown would have, so I'm really glad that I stumbled across that one, and I got it for really not very much. However, you never quite see properly what Alice is wearing it with in the movies, because I think the scene you see her in the fawn brown blazer, she's sitting down at the lunch table, is just one of those like glimpse scenes. Whereas I think what looks really cool, like hear me out, but what I think looks really cool with this blazer is a skirt that I have that's nearly the same shade of velvet, and to style it kind of how Alice would have dressed in the days when she was actually young, when she'd first been turned in the kind of 1920s to 1930s. So I think if you throw on a little kind of 1920s to 30s style hat with it, and you have like a skirt that kind of is that same sort of drapey, elegant shape, I really like that outfit as a kind of, this is Alice from a different time period. Like, I think that's interesting to think about too. In my opinion, there were not, I mean, there were like no flashbacks, were there? There were flashbacks of basically all the other characters, but you never got any Alice flashbacks. Obviously, I was going to say because she doesn't remember, but she obviously remembers all of her vampire life, so come on, we could have done with some fashion flashbacks of Alice in other time periods. And then the next piece I have, which is again nearly screen accurate, because this piece, Ashley Greene there is a picture of her in the Alice fitting. So this top, it nearly became screen accurate, but they never used it in the movie, which is a mistake in my opinion, because it's a gorgeous top. So I have this one because I'm obsessed. I actually found this on eBay without even looking for Alice Cullen clothing. I was looking for Alice Cullen style clothing, and I just turned it up and I was like, well, hang the fuck on. And I Googled and I was like, shit, it's identical. So yeah, I love this top. It's got these, just the most gorgeous fairy-like cap sleeves that flare out, and it's got this lovely like lace detailing around the bust, if you have a bust, which I don't right now, but it's got that, and it's got a lovely bow on the back, and the buttons down the front are so pretty. It's just such a pretty top. And again, hear me out, I think Alice should style this top with something that kind of represents the other side of her, which is kind of her punky side. So I like this top thrown together with a really punky spiked leather waistcoat. Yes, I'm a huge goth. That's what I am in my in my normal life when I'm not dressed up as Alice. So I like the punkier side of Alice, but I really like the juxtaposition of the soft kind of dusky pink, like girliness of the flared sleeves and all of that with the top, but thrown together with this really tough spiked looking waistcoat. Like, I feel that is the kind of edgy, weird thing that book Alice would do. So that's how I like to style that one. And then moving on to a completely different outfit, which is from New Moon, and it's not screen accurate in the least, because I couldn't find the screen accurate version, so I had to put together what I could find. And I ended up finding things that I was like, these are cute as shit, and it's become one of my favorite Alice outfits. So the thing I was going for is this outfit, which, you know, with the little short sleeved coat that's like so fucking impractical for Forks or anywhere cold, but it's cute, and it's got the kind of flared kind of foofy hem, and I'm so good with fashion words, aren't I? And she wears it with those gloves, which are really cute. And one of her scarves, like they made her so obsessed with scarves in the second couple of movies, and I initially was like, what is with this matronly scarf thing? I don't know, but when it comes to that outfit, it's really cute. So anyway, my version is this, which is all in green, just because that's what I came across, and actually I like green better than blue. So I have this top that actually I think is handmade by somebody. It's a beautiful top that I found on eBay, probably one of a kind, but it's so beautifully stitched and it's so beautifully made. The gloves I knitted myself from a pattern in a book called Twilight Knits. There is literally a book of knitting patterns inspired by Twilight. I love it. I have 2 copies and it's so good. It's got a lot of really useful things in, but the gloves pattern I love. I've knitted so many pairs of gloves from this pattern. It makes really lovely practical gloves. I made mine in green, not blue, to match my green theme, and I found a little grey and green scarf which kind of goes with everything, and I love this outfit. This is one of my favourite Alice outfits. It's not screen accurate, but it's got such an Alice-y vibe to me, and it's so cozy and comfortable, and I really like it for winter. It's one way to be warm but also feel quite pixie-like in winter, because even though Alice lives in this freezing cold place and has to pass for human, you don't see her really like bundled up in many winter coats that are like stylish and gorgeous. So I love that outfit so much. But anyway, moving on to the final couple of Alice pieces I have to show you, which were actually the last and the first like major Alice pieces that I managed to collect. So the first one I want to show you is the battle jacket from Breaking Dawn. It took me so long to find this and I enjoy it so much. Alice finally gets to be a real Volturi ass-kicking badass, and I dig that so much. I love this jacket. It's one of the first real leather jackets I ever owned. I love how it smells. It's so like worn and used, and it's got this faint smoky smell, and I love it. And it's such a lovely elegant jacket as well. Like, whether you have it zipped up and it's got this wonderful shape to it, or you have it open like she does. The top I've got underneath, I need to dye it because I think the one she wears is either brown or black, and I've looked everywhere for that little camisole with the lace detailing. Can't find it. So what I ended up doing was getting something I found on eBay that was a basic camisole but with a crochet back on it. And what I did was to cut the label out and wear it inside out and back to front, and that's how I've got that little bit of lace showing at the front. So kind of a bit of ingenuity there has turned a quite ugly camisole honestly into something that kind of works, but I need to dye mine black or brown, whatever I feel will go. It's quite a light grey, my one, so I feel I could dye it brown and it probably would go brown. So I might do that. I think her one is brown. I think it's brown, but it's also got a black lacing, which is like a bit more like a lot more difficult to dye it 2 colours, so mine will probably just end up being brown all over, and that will be close enough. So the thing I don't have from the battle jacket outfit is the actual necklaces. I could buy them online. A while back there was one, but it was vastly overpriced. The replica one was just not, it wasn't that bomb. It wasn't worth the price someone was asking for it. But it's quite easy to put together kind of just interesting layered necklaces. I've done a shit job today, I'm afraid, because the one I had with a key on it, the key's fallen off and I can't find a jump ring to put it back on, and so all I've got at the moment are just a couple of layered necklaces, so excuse that detail being slightly off. But yeah, I finally get to have my battle boots in their proper setting with the jacket and everything, and I love that outfit so much, and that jacket gets a lot of wear. It's so nice to have an Alice piece that actually feels kind of tough and badass, because while she's a tough badass character, if you're just wearing her clothes in your day-to-day life like I do, her style is a lot more kind of foofy and girly and all of that than my style normally is, so I like the leather jacket being a bit more badass. And anyway, finally, the last piece I have to show you, which is the other, I feel like, really, really classic first movie Alice piece, and that is obviously the Diane von Furstenberg dress, which was, as I say, the first piece I ever collected, and this was the thing that got me hooked on collecting Alice pieces. I love this dress so much, but I hesitated on buying it for so long because I was like, ooh, it's kind of a funny shape. Is that really going to be flattering? I don't know. It's kind of like a sack. Do I like it? I got it. I tried it on. Like, the movement in it is so lovely. It's got the softest silk lining. It's so beautiful. And I love it. And I mostly style it with a kind of black shrug, the way she does in the movies. I do actually have the knitted replica shrug that I made that is in the Vampire Knits book, but I've lost it. I can't find it. I need to knit another one. So I've just got this shrug with bits that dangle down the back, and I feel like it's cute enough. I like the little bell sleeves on it. That works. I never wear it with the little half-length leggings, the way they put her in the movie, because I feel like that was purely designed to make her look short. Like, you know, chopping up her outline with these half-length leggings and then the ballet pumps. I think they were just trying to make her look shorter. But I don't find it a very flattering look. Obviously everyone is different. I'm sure some people look great in them, but I just didn't feel it really flattered the actress and was just designed to make her look smaller. So, and because I'm totally like, look, I'm never going to be 4'11", so let's just throw the idea of looking shorter out the window. I like to wear it with heels, and I think the kind of battle boot clunky heels look quite nice with the dress. But also it looks really cute styled for summer with some summery shoes and maybe like a little 1920s to 30s hat on. It's a really, really cute, versatile dress, and I wore it a ton this summer, so I'm really glad I'm getting a lot of use out of that piece, since it was... Actually, yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. This is the one that cost me £60 and is now up for sale for like 300 to nearly 1,000, which is crazy. Because I don't know how much it was new, but I imagine it was probably more than £60 new, being designer. So I got it for like a steal for what it is, and could probably sell it for a lot, but like, fuck you, you're ripping this dress from my cold dead hands. I'm sorry, like, none of these pieces are for sale. Let's just get that out the way, because I love them and I get such a kick out of them, and I spent a long time collecting them and they're going nowhere. But anyway, that is my hoard of Alice clothes. Yes, I am obsessed. Obviously, the one classic look that I don't have is this one with the, you know, the Lamborghini scene, basically. I do not have that outfit because I, like, high-key hate that outfit. Really do. Awful. I know the actress really loved it. She was, oh, it's such a kind of Audrey Hepburn moment. And yeah, I guess it's kind of got that classic Audrey Hepburn vibe to it, but oh dude, the headscarf was just what? I mean, I know she had to hide her skin and all of that, but I wouldn't know. No, I wouldn't wear that outfit. Okay, Ashley Greene looks good in it because she's gorgeous and she's a movie star and she's in a fucking Lamborghini, you know, she looks amazing, of course, but I feel like if I was to put that on and go to the shops, people would think I was dressed up as an 80-year-old, like, what is going on? Like no, I don't want that outfit, I don't want it, apart from the Lamborghini. I would love the Lamborghini, not in yellow though, come on, what? No, not in yellow. And obviously, I think, is it one of the books talks about the fact that Alice had Edward buy her a Lamborghini just like that at home as well, didn't she? So she actually ended up with her own yellow Lamborghini, and I don't know if I see her in that colour. Like, if, you know, now she has a choice, she's not stealing it, she's buying it. I don't know if I see her in a bright yellow one. It's a bit tacky, I feel like, for Alice, but it's still a Lamborghini, so I guess. But anyway, that is all of my Alice things, and I had such a lovely day today flouncing around in them. And obviously the final thing, I guess, is the contact lenses. These contact lenses I have had for years and years and years. They're a kind that last a really long time. You can get them touched up now and then if you want to, but they've lasted very well for me. These I got from 9mm SFX, who I highly recommend when it comes to movie quality lenses. There are basically, there's a few brands out there now. I started shopping for these like many years ago. I've been wearing lenses for a decade, and pretty much from the get-go I was fixated. It was another one of my autistic obsessions, was perfect contact lenses that looked vampire-y and real, and I wanted good ones. So I was shopping like the movie quality ones like years ago with my student loan. Yeah, so I know the companies who've been around for a long time, and I know the newer upstarts. I haven't tried the newer upstarts, but of the two big classic ones that have been around for a long time, there is 9mm SFX, which is these, and oh my god, they're amazing. Kevin is amazing. Go to them. They are so good. The other brand, though, is a similar name, so don't get confused. They are called FXIs. Avoid them like the fucking plague. 9mm SFX, good. FXIs, shit, avoid. And this is not just me. I mean, I went to them a few times and nothing was ever right. It was never right. It just didn't look good. Looked like my eyes were bulging out of my head. It just looked freaky and fucked up. And actually, I think there were two lens manufacturers working on the lenses for Breaking Dawn, because you can see, like the first movie with the wedding, you can see the difference of quality in the lenses that people are wearing, particularly at the cinema. Oh my, I was horrified. The wedding scene. The wedding scene, when I was at the movies, I was like speechless with horror at how bad some of the lenses were. They put the shit ones on the, you know, the cousins from Denali. They put the shit lenses on them, the golden ones, because red lenses are easier to like do cheap pairs and have them look good, because it's like a darker color. There's less tones to show. The lighter a pair of lenses is, apart from straight up white you can do cheaply and that looks good, but if it's light but it's got minglings of tones in, like the golden lenses for the vegetarian vampires does, that is a really hard colour to pull off well, I would say, with hand painted lenses. So you could only really tell which lenses were the shit ones when it came to the golden lenses. So you had like the really good ones on the actual Cullens, but then the Denali cousins, like the lenses they put on them, I wouldn't bet huge money, but I would bet some money that FXIs did those lenses, because they've got their signature look, which is that they like their lenses to look 3D. Dude, your eyes are already 3D. You don't need to make them look 3D. They're 3D. If you try and make them look 3D on top of a curved lens, you get this bulgy look. Seriously, if you've got a big widescreen TV and you can see well, go back to the wedding scene, look at the Denali cousins at the end, particularly I've forgotten her name, is it Arena who gets angry? The angry one. Her eyes, they look like they're about to fall out of her fucking head, and it's not a good look. That is what you will get if you go to FXIs, or worse, because I've seen other people. I've seen the main Alice Cullen impersonator online. Like, I follow her blog a lot. I think it's called Go Ask Alice Cullen. She talked a lot about lenses that she went for too. She shelled out a fortune on FXI's ones, really hoping these were finally going to be the ones that were beautiful, and she got fucked. Like, they sent her these just awful, like flat orange. They were ghastly. Fortunately, I think like she had to have a lot of going back and forth with them, and she managed to get some of the money back, but you know, she was screwed in time for this huge like convention and everything, and eventually she went to 9mm SFX and got the gorgeous pairs that she has now. So 9mm SFX is not just me, like seriously, FXIs avoid them like the plague. And that's, yeah, everything I had to rant about when it comes to the lenses, because the lenses, when you get good ones, dude, you will not be able to stop looking in the mirror, because oh my god, like these ones are so multi-toned and so shimmery, and they've got so much depth to them, and they're so beautiful. But yeah, you can't see very well in hand-painted lenses. You should not drive in hand-painted lenses. You can't really see well at all. You can't wear them for many hours either, or you can literally go blind because they starve your eyes of oxygen. So it's not just like, oh wow, yeah, if I buy these I can just be like a real colour every day. No, I'm afraid not. You will have to drive to school in some other pair of lenses, put them in, and then you'll have to kind of switch to hungry vampire mode and go for like some cheap black ones for like after lunch, because your eyes will be starved of oxygen by that point. So yeah, there's downsides to these ones too. Also, because they are movie quality, they are designed to be seen in good lighting. So they look great in daylight, they look great in like ring lamps, but if you're in overhead house lighting, they look terrible. Honestly, like cheap kind of circle lenses actually look better in most lighting than movie quality do, because the lighting has to be right for the pigments to show up right and all of that. So yeah, I did make a video many years ago about hand painted lenses and all of that, but if anyone's interested, like hit me up on Instagram or something and I will waffle some more about them if you're intrigued. But anyway, this has turned into a huge eyeball waffle, because that's another one of my huge fixations. But anyway, I've had a lovely day. I'm completely losing my voice now, so I'm going to shut up and go away and pick all my clothes up off the floor now. And yeah. But anyway, I've had a lovely day, so thank you. And if you're a fellow Twilight obsessive, then I love you. And I'm so glad it's coming back into being a thing again, and people being passionate about it again, even if it's like in silly rip the piss ways, because we all know there are huge gaping flaws in Twilight and all of that. But I don't know, as long as it's in fun, I don't mind it. But I can't watch the things that are really harsh about something that I really love. I'm too snarky for that. So so anyway, I'm going to shut up and go away now because this is long, but thanks for watching. Over and out. Bye bye.